Okay, so welcome back, and now we're going to talk about, do some examples of converting fractions into decimals. Okay, so let's see how this is done. So I'm going to change this into a division problem. So it's going to be 5 divided by 8. And so again, I have my decimal right here because it's a whole number, so there's a decimal. I'm going to raise it up here. And I'm going to put a 0 here, okay, because 8 does not go into 5, so I'm going to add a 0 and then consider this 50. So 8 goes into 50 how many times? 6 times. So I'm going to put my 6 above the 0, and I'm going to expand this out. And so now 8 times 6 is 48, right? And so now I'm going to, 50 minus 48 is 2. And I'm going to drop another 0. And then 8 goes into 20 2 times, right? And so again, 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract the 16 and I get 4. And I'm going to drop another 0. And then 8 goes into 45 times. And so 8 times 5 is 40. And now I stop because I got a remainder of 0. So I can't do anymore. So now my answer is 0.625. So that's the decimal equivalent. Notice that it's a terminating decimal, so it stops. Okay? And so the answer is 0.625. Okay, now what about this one? Well, this one you don't even have to do division. You don't have to do the division algorithm because it's a multiple, it's a power of 10, right? You're dividing by a power of 10. So remember, this is like 11 divided by 10 cubed, right? So that means, what are you doing? Remember, every time you divide by 10, you're moving the decimal point to the left, one place value. So in this case, I'm dividing by 10 3 times. So I'm going to move the decimal point to the left 3 times because it's getting smaller, right? When I divide by 10, the number is getting smaller. When I multiply by 10, the number is getting bigger. So in this case, all I have to do is take 11, right, with my decimal point there, and I'm going to move it to the left 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. And so I put a 0 in here for a placeholder, and there it is. So the decimal equivalent is 0.011. And I'm done. That's it. Now, what about this one? This one, I'm going to write it as a division, so I'm going to write it here. So this is going to be 29 divided by 20, and so here's the decimal point, so I'm going to raise it up. So 20 goes into 29 one time, so the 1 goes above the 9, right? And so what do? Multiply, so I get 20, and then I'm going to subtract, and I get 9. Now I'm going to drop down a 0, and I get 90. Well, 20 goes into 90 4 times. So I put the 4 above the 0, and then I multiply, so that's going to give me 80. And I subtract, and that's going to give me 10, and I'm going to drop another 0. So I get 100. 20 goes into 100 5 times. 20 times 5 is 100. So now I know I'm going to get 0, and I'm done. So the answer is that the decimal equivalent is going to be 1.45. And that's how you change a fraction into a decimal. Have a good day.